Hey, what's up, everybody? Jeremy here, brand Marinade, doing a little explainer video on some of the merch Marinade features, and I want to go over today how to prepare vector art for a t-shirt on merch Marinade. So what we're going to start with two things. So we've got some art over here. This is a sort of test design I did, BeastMode, brand Marinade. It's in the sauce. This is a design I put together sort of for this example. Maybe it's something we drop with Beast Mode pretty soon, but for right now, it's going to be a case to show you how to do some of these art thingamajiggies. So I'm starting with two art files, right? It's one art file, both vector. You can tell I'm in Adobe Illustrator. I suggest everybody uses it. And you can tell something's a proper vector when you click on it and has these outlines. One of the natures of a vector file is that it's kind of infinitely scalable. So right now I have it at about 12 inches, and I'm actually going to make it 12.5. Let's do the same thing over here because that's actually the print size that I want to do. Uh-oh, wrong one. So print size with 12.5 inches, which is the maximum width that we print on our standard t-shirts. Okay, so the nature of a vector file. So right now we're zoomed in at 16.67%, right? So if I like zoom like super duper all the way in, so right now we're at 800%, we're at 4,800%. You can tell, let's see, find some lines. One of the things you're going to notice is the lines. Like, see how crispy they are? They're nice and straight, and there isn't like any gradient. Um, A vector art is kind of infinitely scalable, so that kind of there isn't any interpretation that something like a Photoshop file, which is called a raster file, typically JPEGs, PNGs often, just non-vector art. So this art right here, I could put this on a billboard and call it like 48 feet. It would like, assuming we have the right printer to do it, it would print it at scale. It wouldn't lose any definition. Um, we love vector art and screen printing. We love nice and crisp lines, and we love art that we could break apart. So that's one thing I'm just going to show real quick. So this art file, right, it's got two colors. I have my forest green background. That's going to be the color of the shirt. I'm going to lock the background. So there's two ways that I do locking backgrounds, just for reference, so I can kind of deal with just the art. So I have my background files, or my these little squares. It looks like I only have one artboard. So let me see something. Yep. I'm going to create a new artboard. So I'm going to have basically, yep, both of these designs on their own unique artboard. And if I remove this layer, it takes away the art, which means this layer is the background. So I'm going to lock the background, view my art. So now when I go to click things, like I can't actually click the background, right? And, that way I can kind of just deal with my art. So this is going to be the front chest print. This is going to go on the back upper neck, also called the nape for like old school garment nerds. Upper back, upper neck, nape, yoke, I think is the words. Lots of different things, but this is the print that's going to go just below the collar on the back of the neck, right? And this one's going to go standard chest. So digging into this art, right? So when we dig into the art file, when I click, it's all grouped right now. And if I want to click in to um, double click into that thing, and then it isolates. And you can see up here, I'm now in a group by looking at this little, this kind of gives you your, I guess, levels and layers within a layer, right? So you kind of dig, I call it digging down, right? Dig in, dig in, dig in. So right now I'm dug into the first group and I click it. I have a group right here. So if I click into this one, I'm now into the second group. So I'm digging in further, and it looks like still one more dig in. Still, I don't know where all these groups are. So now I'm just down to the T, but I have the T in yellow and black. If I dig in one more time, I've isolated the yellow, and I've isolated the black, right? So vector art kind of lets you do things in like objects, right? So you can kind of dig into every single object as opposed to something like a Photoshop file. It's literally like layers of canvas. So you can't really grab things out of a layer, an element very easy versus Illustrator. You can remove specific elements, and I could dig into the color. So if I wanted to take this art and I wanted to change the color of it, and I said, okay, so now what I'm doing is double clicking. If I hit escape, escape will take you out of that group, right, or out of that sort of that first dig in, takes you all the way back out. So you're kind of at the top layer of groups. So if I want to dig into this group and I press Control, or I just A, which is my select tool, right? I do a lot of finger shortcuts, and I select this, and you can see my color right now is yellow, and it's Degrees in Pantone 123C, or it's 123C. If I go select, same, fill color, it's going to grab all the fill color within this group. So notice it didn't grab the yellow from the drippy BeastMode logo right here. If I wanted, now I have all the yellow changed, and you can see they're all the same color because that color shows the same. If it was more than one color grabbed, it would kind of show, I think, a question mark or something like that. So I can now go and change it to red, change it to blue, change it to green. It changes all of it, right? But I'm going to go back to my yellow. So just a quick note on how vector files work. Quick little thing. I can maybe dig into that a little bit further some other time. So what I'm going to do now, though, is I want to show you how we're going to make a T-shirt using Merch Marinade. That's the goal of this little episode. So two things to do. One is you could hit the Make Sure It Happen button, and it opens up our designs, or it opens up your selection on your garments. I'm going to actually go back, and I'm going to click this custom T-shirts. There's I'm going to play with that button. So a couple things to note real quick. We kind of, given the supply chain and inventory and lots of other crazy things, what we've done is we've taken all of our favorite products, and we've kind of grouped them into three categories as far as budget and quality are concerned. So we're focusing right now with this site doing T-shirts, sweatshirts, headwear, which means hats and beanies, tote bags, and stickers, right? So T-shirts specifically, we've kind of always categorized, well, tell us what you want. Do you want good, better, or best? Or do you want economical, aka budget conscious? Do you want something that's like kind of more fashion based, that gives you a bit of a retail quality? Or do you want the best stuff, like the premium top shelf type stuff, right? So $1 next to a product means that it's an economical product. So your price is going to be a little bit cheaper, and the garments are good. We don't like to sell anything that sucks, but we don't like to make anything that sucks. So we've picked sort of the best of the economical brands to work with that have good color ranges, good cotton, they print well, inventory is available. And we've got a couple different brands that we use based on the color needs, the inventory, the timeline. And so we group it sort of economical, fashion, premium. The number of dollar signs tell you kind of which range. So if you look here, we have an economical youth shirt with a dollar sign, economical T-shirt with a dollar sign, and all of our T-shirts are unisex, so they're good for both men, women, and women. They tend to fit the smalls and mediums a lot more. The men tend to be sort of medium larges and bigger, and it's a good shirt that kind of fits everybody. So we're going to do for this project, we're going to pick a shirt and we're going to go top shelf. We're going to go the premium. These are my favorite shirts personally. It's the shirts that I wear pretty much every day. The color range is pretty dope, like lots of nice colors. The cotton is super soft. It's sort of thick enough to really give you a good feel, but not thick enough to feel like you're wearing a sweatshirt when you really want to wear a T-shirt. It's not scratchy. These shirts are the bomb, straight up. So a little pricey, but you get what you pay for. So we're going to do this shirt. We're going to do a forest green. So I picked my forest green shirt. Hopefully this image turns over in a second. Come on. There it is. Okay, so shirt's forest green. You can look at it. Someday we're going to add custom neck labels to this site. I've been toying with it, so that'll be a feature coming soon. So there's two things you could do here. One is your online designer, and that's going to give you a real visual sort of look and feel of your shirt. You can design stuff. It's got some ability to add text. We've got some clip art and stuff like that. So if you want to give it a go at something basic, the online designer is good, but it's also a good tool for you to put your shirt if you have a design, like is what I'm going to do right now. Then you could skip the online designer if you just like know kind of what you need, your art's ready, or you want to put an order through without having all your art ready, so you can sort of tell us how many colors, and then we could sort of take it from there with you. So we could often help you do the art, but you sort of give us the baseline of what you're looking for, and I can explain that in another video. So we're going to go to the online designer. Now, first, let's do the skip online designer because we already have this. So I'm going to call this Beast Mode brand Marinade. And I'm just going to call this like test 01 just for the heck of it. Okay, so we're going to have a front print. Now, we can upload artwork or we could enter the color count. So if we don't have our artwork ready, but we're ready to buy the shirts and we just want to get this done, we could say, okay, you know, the front's going to be a 2-color, right? And the back is going to be also a 2-color, and you could kind of keep going on without actually providing your art. And you can get a quote, you could purchase it, and then we'll be in touch afterwards to sort of deal with some of the art stuff. But it's a good way to get your project started and get you in the queue. So I'm going to delete these things, and what I'm going to do now is prepare art and for an upload. Okay, so we're in Illustrator now, and what I'm going to do to prep this art for the upload, right, for this mock-up, I'm going to isolate my front print, right, because I don't want to upload the thing with the back. So I'm going to copy my front print, open up a new file. I'm going to create. My standard artboard is 17 inches by 19 inches. That's the standard we use. Go create. I'm going to paste my art, and this is one of the tricks. So for the upload, right now I've got this thing set at 12.5 inches wide, which is my desired print. So if you know how big you want your print to be, if you provide us an art file where the print size is preserved, we'll use that. Otherwise, we'll give you a recommendation on what we think you should do, unless you specifically tell us. And we use standards. We use our sort of experience, our personal taste, and we have a pretty good idea often of what makes a good shirt. And so we'll help you with that kind of stuff. Like our goal is to always print something that's going to be dope. And sometimes sizing, balance, proportions, all that kind of stuff comes into play, and we like to make sure we can help you with that. So I have my art on my artboard, but what I want to do now is the file that I want to upload here. I want it to be I don't need all this extra space, right, in this artboard. So when you go into here, there's this artboard tool. If you double click the artboard tool, you know, and you only have this one artboard, it knows exactly which one to select. And you go to the preset and you say fit to selected art, because I've selected my art that I want to upload. If I hit print for selected and I hit OK, it shrinks down, and I'm going to hit escape, right? And it shrinks down the artboard to be the exact size of the art. So if I go to transform, it's still 12.5 inches. My artboard is also that size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this file. And I've kind of prepared for this. I already have the files all saved up. So I've got a bunch of files in this folder, and what I'm calling them is BeastMode Brand Marinade MT Forest Front Art version 1. And I'm gonna save it as an Illustrator file. But what I'm going to show you is that we could have Illustrator files, EPS files, PDFs, SVG. We could have white backgrounds, we could have JPEGs, we could have PNGs, like we could work with just about anything, and I'm going to kind of go through that. So I'm going to just overwrite this one, the Illustrator file. Okay, so now I've got this art file, and I'm going to do the same thing now to this. And this one, I believe, we're going to make it 3.25 inches tall. I'm going to make sure this one is also 12.5. Yep, I'm going to make this one 3.25 inches tall. Okay, I'm going to hit save. I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to hit Command N, create a new artboard. I'm going to paste it, double click my artboard tool, hit selected art, hit OK, and now I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to save this also as an Illustrator file, except now the file name, instead of saying front, it's going to say back. And it's also, oh, wait, let me see, let me do that again. Front, back, back, there we go. I think I did this last time. Okay, so now it's an Illustrator file. So now I'm going to go back in that merch Marinade. Okay, so now it's saying upload my front artwork. I'm going to go click upload, and it shows me the location. I'm going to do front center, and I'm going to select my file. And I'm in, it already knew which folder to go into, and I'm going to say this front art. I'm going to do the Illustrator file. I'm going to hit OK. It uploads it. And in any second now, it's going to give me a preview of the art. Here we go. So question is, if we had a white background, which actually I'm going to go back, and I'm going to upload a different file because I prepared one earlier. And I said one art file, art white BG. Hit open. So it's basically the same exact file, except it has a white background. So you can see now, you see this white background there. You don't want us to print that, right? So you could say keep original or remove white background, right? Or you could remove all the white. In this case, there is no other white. Actually, there is. There's going to be that white in here and in the O, right? I didn't even think about that. The B has white, the A, the R, the D in there. So let's remove all the white. Bam, all the white's gone. And I can hit continue. And the color profile. This one you could do full color, but full color prints are more expensive. So what you want to do is sort of pick actually how many colors it is. If I click black and white, that's in theory what a black and white print looks like. If I do one color, that's what the one color looks like. If I do a two color, that's what a two color looks like. Well, let's say hypothetically, I only wanted to print the yellow, and I didn't want to print black, right? So I'm like, okay, I can hit select color. I can make it black transparent, and it only gives me yellow, and I can hit done, and there now it turns this two color print into an effective one color, which is a way to keep your costs down. But for this case, I want to keep it black, so let's go back to black, hit done, and I'm going to hit finish. So I just uploaded an Illustrator file that had a white background, right? And next up, I'm going to do the back. Upload artwork. I'm going to hit the back, select my file. And remember, we're doing this from the Skip the Online Designer tool, right? So it basically is just giving us files. So let's see, where's my back? Forest back art. Hit OK. Again, this is an Illustrator file, which is kind of amazing that it can upload and preview. So this one has no white in it, so we're good. We're going to keep the original. This color profile is going to be two colors. If you have specific colors, like a specific yellow you want to use, we're going to be adding our color chart, like, right, if you want this as an example. So we're going to hit finish. And I might say yellow, please use PMS123C. So that way we can specifically use that color. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to quantities. So we've got our front print, our back print on a premium t-shirt. Hit enter quantities. And let's say I just want one. Let's just see what happens. Kind of curious. Nope, sorry, you got to buy at least 10. So for us to make custom stuff, maybe someday we're going to get into the single thing, but right now we figured out how to make it so our minimums are 10, right? So let's just say we want 2 smalls, 4 mediums, 4 larges, and let's go with 2 extra larges. And then we're going to do 12 shirts. We're going to do a couple for the big boys. Okay, so we've got 14 items in here. Now I'm going to get my price. Again, remember, 2 color front, 2 color back. This is all going to require an underbase because it's on a dark garment, but we don't, it's kind of something you don't necessarily need to know. We also are going to pick our production method based on sort of the complexity of the design, the quantity, and things like that, right? So we're going to go to get price, and these shirts, if you want 14 of them, are $31 a piece, $31.25, right? So you can add it to cart, and let's just do that. And we've now added 14 shirts to our cart. Premium, like the bomb shirts, basically paying close to retail, right? It's a rather expensive shirt. Actually, it's 20. Yeah, 20. Oh, here we go. So it's actually 23.90. Let me take a look and see. Um, yeah, so there we go. 14 shirts, 23.90. Um, that's a hell of a price for a two-color front, two-color back. So we can go to checkout. I can go in here and say, well, you know what? I want to add another color. I want to do this on a bright royal, and I need to do at least 10, and I can add it same design on another color. Okay, um, and if you notice, it actually dropped your unit price down because it's the same print on different color garments, and there's no color change. So the more shirts you add, the cheaper this product's going to get for you, right? Okay, so let's go back. We're going to delete this, and I'm going to show you, let's clear our shopping cart. Now I'm going to show you the alternative method. So we're going to go back to the home page. We're going to go to custom t-shirts. Let's do an economical shirt this time, just to check it out. So we're going to do the same process, and we're going to do the same. Let's see, find another color. Let's do forest green also, because we're going sort of Oakland A's colorway. We're going to hit design online. Okay, so this one, you could do things, right? So you could say, okay, I want to add text, right? And you click the text button, and it gives you something, and I could say, okay, which font do I want? There's a bunch of different things. I could say, I want something a little futuristic, and I'm going to say, let's see, this is going to be like, test text. Oops, can't spell, right? And, let's say we wanted to say something good like, I don't know, beast mode, right? We just wanted a simple beast mode shirt. And I wanted to make this color, let's make it an athletic gold. Hit done. I can literally go next step. I want, again, minimums are 10. Let's say we let's make it bigger numbers. Let's say we want 20, 20, and 12. So it's 56 items, get price, $8.25 a piece. One color print with an underbase here, right? So you can design a shirt pretty easy. And let's say we're like, all right, I want to edit this design. I'm not too happy with it. Delete that. You know what? I've got my image. Let me upload my images. So I'm going to upload this time. Let's do a PDF file. The same art, but a PDF. So I upload it, and there it goes. And you can like scale it so it fills up the shirt, and the max width is 12 and a half inches, right? So we go like this, and my colors, it knows it's two colors, and we're going to go do the back. So we can do change product side, and we're going to choose a back print. Again, I'm going to upload my image. I go select, and I'm going to go to the back art Illustrator file. It's going to drop it in, and it's probably going to show up relatively big, but we're like, no, we want it to be this, and we want it to be up high on the neck, and go like that. And now I've got myself a front print and a back print. Okay, so we're going to go to the next step. It already remembered the quantities that I did last time, so let's see what the price change is. So adding an extra print to it, it's $13.55 for a front and a back print for 56 shirts, which is pretty good price. So we're going to hit OK, buy now. We need to design this name, so this is Beast Mode. Whoops. Beast Mode brand. Man, okay, typing is not my skill set. We're just going to call this test 2. add to cart, and you'll see that I've already logged into the site, so it's going to remember my art. I'm going to go view cart. So I've got the shirt, right? Again, it was $13.55. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Let's add that other color. We wanted to do, actually, let's do cardinal. That color could look good on cardinal. We've done that. Minimum of 10. Do that. And then let's see what happens. So the price went down to $11.05 for this shirt. Let me hit refresh real quick and see something. Interesting. There's some things I need to look into, but adding this extra shirt, and it could be, let's see, I wonder if there's like a difference in the blank cost or something like that. Okay, so we want to say PMS 123C for the yellow. I'm going to say same here, and we could say like front equals 12.5 inches, back equals 3.25 inches height. So let's just copy that here. So these are notes that are helpful if you have something specific, and you can even say, please put 1.5 inch below the back neck collar. So if you have a specific placement you wanted on the back, put that in both of them. Same thing goes for hoodies. So I can say, okay, let's do some custom hoodies. Again, economical. Then we have fashion. We have a fashion heavyweight or just a fashion, standard fashion. And we got our premium and then a premium heavyweight, right? So it's standard weight versus heavyweight. Let's just go for our fashion hoodie. Say we're going to do royal, and we're going to go online design. I'm going to add art. I'm going to go to my saved art. I'm going to go to the beast mode, and it's maxed out on size there. I'm going to go flip the other side. I'm going to go back, and this one, we're going to put it, and it's going to go kind of, it's like this is a mock-up, so basically we're going to put it kind of as high up, or you might want a different placement, like so it kind of is showing from behind the hood all the time. We do a lot of stuff like that. So I can go next step. This one goes from extra small to 5X. Let's go like 10, 10, 10, 10, and then maybe like 1 5X. Get price, it's going to be $41. The 5X is going to be $49. It's a little bit more expensive. We can hit buy now, and it's going to add to cart. Same design. And now we've got this. We can go to view my cart, and now we have, you see the hoodie and the t-shirt. And the price actually appears to have dipped down because it's using the same art as up here. So the pricing actually got cheaper when you added it to your cart because basically the a lot of the prints can be the same, right? Because the art is it's going to allow us to print them basically all at the same time, so you can have some cost savings as opposed to just doing the hoodies by themselves. So anyways, that's a quick little tutorial on how to prepare art for this merch marinade and how you can make products pretty quick and easy. And all I need to do now is go to the checkout and pay some of that money. All right, everybody. See ya.